Thank you, God. Thank you, God. I cannot believe that as a football fan, I'm having to do a chairman bomber. But I am having to do a chairman bomber. I cannot believe what's happened. What am I reading? What am I seeing? Oh my days. Oh my God. Daniel Levy is finally leaving Tottenham. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this in the matter of time I spent on some lucked up ish. What? I used to pray for times like this. I used to pray for times like this. And now it's finally happened. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I literally just came out of a work meeting. My phone's not been by my side for the last couple of hours. I check my phone. I'm just seeing bare messages. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? And at first I thought it was a joke. I thought someone was just one of those like fake accounts. You know, when you see the preview on WhatsApp and it tells you the message. I just thought it's a fake account. But then when I actually clicked it, I was like, oh crap, this is actually legit. This is actually legit. And this one's for you, Scott. Daniel Levy, listen. All I have to say is this for the time being. Honestly, thank you for your service, but off you pop. You know what? Let's actually get into the statement, man, because this is mad. Like, this is actually mad. Deep this. Daniel Levy. In my entire adult and early childhood life as a Spurs fan, this guy has been a constant at Tottenham, and he's gone. Tottenham Hotspur announces that Daniel Levy has today stepped down from his role as executive chairman after nearly 25 years. 25 years. Tottenham Hotspur has been... I'm not going to read this bit. As part of its succession planning, the club has made a number of senior appointments in recent months. Vinay was hired as the CEO, Thomas Frank as our new head coach, and Martin Ho as the women's head coach. Peter Charrington joined the board and will step into the newly created role of non-executive chairman. Peter Charrington, what are you about? Daniel Levy actually said, I am incredibly proud of the work I have done together with the executive team and all our employees. We have built this club into a global heavyweight competing at the highest level. More than that, we have built a community. I was lucky enough to work with some of the greatest people in this sport, from the team at Lily White House and Hotspur Way, all to the players and the managers over the years, or to all the players and the managers over the years. I wish to thank the fans that have supported me over the years. It hasn't always been an easy journey, but significant progress has been made. I will continue to support this club passionately. I can't believe this. Peter Charrington actually said, he said, this is a new era of leadership for this club, on and off the pitch. New era. I do recognise that there has been a lot of change in recent months as we put in place new foundations for the future. We are now focused on stability and empowering our talented people across the club, led by Vinay and his executive team. I like that. This is a new era of leadership for the club, on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch. Let's actually get into specifics on Daniel Levy, right? Because this has been a long time coming. This has been a long time coming. All of you haters, he's never going to leave. He's never going to leave. Hold that. Hold that. And you, Turkish, you little, oh Lord, I'm trying to not swear, but you little so-and-so, all the years of goading, oh, you should be grateful, you should do this, you should do that. What are you going to say now? What are you going to say now? Daniel Levy, man. Daniel Levy, where do I start? Where do I start with the bald man that will no longer terrorize the football club that he claims to love. Where do I start? Because, as I said, and I always say, it's not always all bad with Daniel Levy. It's not always all bad. But when it's bad, it's honking. And it has been bad. It's been damn near terminal for the last couple of years. This has happened about 5-6 years too late. He should have left at least a good year or two after that new stadium opened. That's when he should have left. But I'll still take it nevertheless. If you want to understand the impact of Daniel Levy at our football club, just look at this recent summer just gone. How does a club get the here we go and still not sign the player? And yes, we can talk about Marinakis. He's not a nice person to deal with. We can talk about the complexities of that Morgan Gibbs-White deal, etc., etc. But these things only happen to Tottenham. They only happen to Tottenham. It was reported, okay, Eze wanted Arsenal, but we were haggling for days on end on a deal that was clearly time sensitive and always had the threat. That wasn't a new thing. There was always the threat that could happen, which meant that this still had to be accelerated. And yet it wasn't. And yet, lo and behold, we got our wig snatched, we got our heads slapped. Everything. And it doesn't end there. It does not end there. We've got no spend in for 18 months because of the new stadium. Fantastic masterstroke decision. We've got Ryan Nelson and Louis Saha as January signings for a team that were flying third of the league under Harry Redknapp. This was the 2011-2012 season. And Harry says, yo, I need players. I'm doing really well here, but I want to keep momentum. I need players. And he gives him Ryan Nelson and Louis Saha. Guess where we finished? We finished fourth. We were third. We finished fourth. Guess what happened that season? Chelsea win the Champions League. Spurs don't get Champions League qualification because Chelsea have won it, so they take our spot and we get bumped down to the Europa League. Moutinho, contract signature missing. Dybala doesn't get it over the line. Bruno Fernandes doesn't get it over the line. I could be here for days and talk about everything. All of the issues. Right? All of the issues I could speak about. The wage structure. Co-signing Spurs, spending 48 million on guys like Brennan Johnson because he's going to cost us 70, 80 bags a week. But it's too much money for other players that are going to command higher wages. Giving 18-year-olds 60 grand a week like Archie Gray or whatever, commissioning 40 million pound transfers for that. You heard him in the interview, right? Once we've targeted the player, that's when he comes in and he's responsible for getting the deal over the line. And now you see who's the bottleneck for why some deals they stall. Of course, it's not always all bad. There's been hits. There's been fantastic coups. We saw Alderweireld sign for good money. Son signed for good money. We've seen some of the deals this summer where it's actually been pretty good business. But there's always a driver. You've heard it from other chairmen. He is one of the most, if not the most, difficult negotiator to work with when it comes to doing deals. And I truly believe that plays a part in Tottenham's ability to go and get the players that we need. Because no one really wants to do business with this guy. Nobody really wants to do business with this guy. So difficult. You'll haggle and put all of these terms and conditions on back in the day. It used to be talented players that actually were worth the money. Now, because of such bad recruitment and continuously poor decisions, we're still chasing our mistakes from 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. We're still chasing our mistakes that he made, mistakes that he was driving. Sacking Pochettino and then hiring Mourinho. Yeah? Hiring Nuno Espirito Santo. Are you okay? Honestly, And I don't even, at the time, hindsight is a wonderful thing. At the time, I just wanted Jose gone. But when you actually deep it, sacking Jose Mourinho in a final is mad. Before a final, sorry, is mad. It's actually mad when the alternative is Ryan Mason. But at the time, I wanted it because I wanted Jose gone. And I'll still say it now. I did want Jose gone. Jose deserved to lose his job. But in hindsight, I'm like, if you really cared about winning, there's no way. I'm a fan, I'm emotional. But you as a chairman, there's no way you can think you've got a better chance of winning with Ryan Mason instead of Jose Mourinho. And everyone knows how much I wanted Jose gone and I was happy for him to go. It's mad. How can such a successful businessman, because he actually is a successful businessman, take so long to realize that you are not in the higher echelons when it comes to navigating owning a Premier League club? Like, you're not, you know what, on the pitch you're not, off the pitch fantastic, and it's not all bad. Daniel Levy, some of those things he said in his statement, they're not lies. The club's profile has been significantly amplified under his tenure. That is true. The stadium, I don't care what anyone tells me, that is a game changer for Tottenham. That's one of the best things we've done in recent years because it's allowed us to generate all of this money. And it's money that should be invested into the playing stuff. But it's not always the case. I'm hoping that this means we're gonna see relaxed policies on wages. Are we gonna be able to attract more players in that require a higher wage package? I hope so. Are we going to be more risky when it comes to signing the players that can really improve this team? If they're going to cost us an extra 10, 15, 20 million in comparison to the scrub that's nowhere near as good but is going to cost us 20, 30 million less. That is the challenge. That is for me the influence Daniel Levy had in our football club. And that is the challenge for Vinay. That's the challenge for, is it Peter? Sorry, I don't know if I saw his name properly. Peter Charrington, I think. That's the challenge. Do not be like your predecessor on the pitch. Off the pitch, you can do whatever you like. Build hotels, expand the training ground. You could have all the concerts in the world. I don't care. I don't care, honestly. I'm all for this. I'm all for the club making money, trying to find new ways for revenue, trying to find new ways to improve the community, trying to find new ways to boost their profile on the world stage. But there is no better way to do any of these things than being a success on the football pitch. Simple. If we are better on the football pitch, we're going to make more money. We're going to finish higher in the league. We might have more of a chance of winning trophies. We will attract maybe a better standard of player, which will inevitably increase our standing across multiple parts of the world. Higher shirt sales. Like, even if you wanted to keep it money focused, the best teams make the most money because they're winning. And when you're winning, you attract more fans. Your profile increases. So that is my challenge. Vinay, that's my challenge to you. Peter, that's my challenge to you. Can you be different from your predecessor? On the pitch, can you turn us into a bigger institution? We've got the platform now. We always hear about the training ground. We see how sick that stadium is. You see how much money we're bringing in. When you even look at the playing staff that we've got at the moment, we've actually got a lot of good players. It's not an amazing squad, but the squad we have now, even when the players are fit, I would actually say that this is actually looking like it's a good squad. Of course it's still got gaps. Of course it's still got some dodgy players. But now, make it better. Do not be like your predecessor that stalls. Do not be like your predecessor that cheaps out. Do not be like your predecessor that doesn't back players or managers, at the right time. Do not be like your predecessor who is so risk averse to the point where we stand still. That is the challenge. Daniel Levy, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're ever going to watch this. As I said, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Honestly, big man thing. I know I banter and whatnot, but it's not all bad. I used to like Daniel Levy once upon a time. I think he's had some great deals at this football club. We've seen some great players walk for this football club. Spurs have a history of signing top players up until recently. Like we have Berbatov, Son, Van der Vaart, Ginola. Obviously, Ginola was before his time, but you get my point. You get my point. Like there are top players there. Michael Carrick, top players. Luka Modric, Gareth Bale. Like we've got history of signing top players, right? But we also had a history of developing younger players and having to make them top players to then sell. Now we're not in a position where we have to sell our prized assets. However, we have the capital to be like the other big clubs. Make it happen. And I'm not just talking about spending, because everyone will say, oh no, but you're spending money. I know that. I'm talking about spending money on the right player at the right moment, taking risk, up in the wage structure. Thank you, Daniel Levy. Bye-bye. Enjoy retirement. Never want to see you operate another job at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.